There is a fruit so powerful for the male body that ancient civilizations actually considered it sacred. They didn't fully understand why it worked, but they observed its effects generation after generation and passed that knowledge down through centuries. Today, modern science has finally caught up. We now know exactly what's inside this fruit at the molecular level, exactly how it interacts with prostate tissue, and exactly why it produces the results that researchers have documented in clinical trials. And yet, somehow, most men have never been told about it. Your doctor probably hasn't mentioned it. The mainstream health media barely covers it. And that's a real shame, because for the millions of men currently struggling with an enlarged prostate, this could be genuinely life-changing information. But I'm not going to stop at just one fruit today. Because the truth is, there are several fruits that contain remarkable compounds shown by research to support prostate health and combat glandular enlargement through very specific biological mechanisms. And when you understand how each one works, you can start making simple, enjoyable dietary choices that actively protect and support your prostate every single day. I'm Dr. Sofia Carter, and today we're going to go deep into the science that nobody is talking about. Everything I share with you in this video is backed by published research, and by the end, you're going to look at your local produce section in an entirely different light. So let's get started. To fully appreciate why these fruits are so effective, we first need to understand what's actually happening inside an enlarging prostate. Because without this context, the solutions won't make complete sense. The prostate gland is a small organ that sits just beneath the bladder and wraps around the urethra, the tube that carries urine from the bladder out of the body. In younger men, the prostate is roughly the size of a walnut. But beginning around the mid-20s and continuing for the rest of a man's life, the prostate undergoes a gradual process of growth. This growth is driven primarily by hormonal changes, specifically the increasing influence of a hormone called dihydrotestosterone, which is created when an enzyme called 5-alpha reductase converts regular testosterone into this far more potent form. Dihydrotestosterone binds to receptors inside prostate cells and activates genes that promote cellular multiplication. The more dihydrotestosterone that reaches prostate tissue, the faster those cells divide and the larger the gland becomes. As the prostate expands, it compresses the urethra that passes through it, which is what creates all those frustrating urinary symptoms. The frequent trips to the bathroom at night, the weak stream, the feeling of incomplete emptying, the sudden urgency. All of these symptoms trace directly back to the physical pressure that an enlarged gland places on the urinary channel. But hormones are only part of the story. The second major driver of prostate enlargement is chronic inflammation. As men age, inflammatory processes tend to increase throughout the body, and the prostate is particularly vulnerable. Inflammatory compounds infiltrate prostate tissue, stimulate the production of growth factors, generate oxidative stress that damages cellular DNA, and create an environment that is essentially telling prostate cells to keep growing and dividing even when they shouldn't be. There's also a third factor that receives far too little attention, and that's the role of estrogen. As men age, the ratio of testosterone to estrogen gradually shifts. Testosterone levels tend to decline while estrogen levels either remain stable or actually increase. This shift matters because estrogen has been shown to promote the growth of certain types of prostate tissue, particularly the stromal tissue that makes up a significant portion of the gland. When estrogen activity in the prostate increases relative to other hormones, it can amplify the enlargement process. So we have three interconnected forces driving prostate growth: excessive dihydrotestosterone activity, chronic inflammation, and oxidative stress, and shifting hormonal ratios favoring estrogen. The ideal natural approach would address all three of these factors. And remarkably, the fruits I'm about to share with you do exactly that. Let's begin with what I consider the most impressive fruit for prostate health, and that's the pomegranate. When I mentioned a fruit that ancient civilizations considered sacred, this is exactly what I was referring to. Pomegranates have been revered across cultures for thousands of years, from ancient Persia to Greece to Egypt to India. They were symbols of fertility, vitality, and renewal. And modern research has shown that this reference was remarkably well placed. Pomegranate is rich in a unique class of polyphenol called punicalagins and elagitannins. These are large, complex antioxidant molecules that are among the most potent found anywhere in the plant kingdom. When you consume pomegranate, your gut bacteria metabolize these elagitannins into a compound called urolithin A. And urolithin A is where things get truly fascinating. Urolithin A has been shown in published research to have direct effects on prostate cell behavior. It appears to inhibit the proliferation of prostate cells and to promote apoptosis, which is the natural process by which your body eliminates cells that are no longer needed or that are growing abnormally. When apoptosis functions properly, there is a healthy balance between new cell growth and old cell removal. When this balance is disrupted, which is exactly what happens during prostate enlargement, cells accumulate faster than they are removed and the gland expands. Urolithin A appears to help restore this critical balance. But pomegranate's benefits don't stop at urolithin A. The punicalagins in pomegranate juice have been shown to inhibit the activity of the aromatase enzyme. Aromatase is the enzyme responsible for converting testosterone into estrogen. By reducing aromatase activity, pomegranate may help maintain a healthier testosterone to estrogen ratio, which, as we discussed, is directly relevant to prostate growth. This anti-aromatase effect makes pomegranate unique among prostate-supporting fruits because it addresses that third driver of enlargement, the hormonal shift toward estrogen dominance that most natural approaches completely miss. Pomegranate is also a powerful anti-inflammatory. Its polyphenol have been shown to inhibit the nuclear factor kappa B pathway, which is one of the master switches that controls inflammatory gene expression throughout the body. When this pathway is overactive, inflammatory compounds flood tissues and promote the kind of chronic, low-grade inflammation that drives prostate growth. By modulating this pathway, pomegranate helps reduce the inflammatory burden on prostate tissue. The research on pomegranate and prostate health is robust and continues to expand. Studies have shown that regular consumption of pomegranate juice produces measurable improvements in markers associated with prostate health, and the effects appear to build over time with consistent daily consumption. You can consume pomegranate as fresh seeds, as pure pomegranate juice without added sugars, or as a high-quality pomegranate extract. Each form delivers the beneficial polyphenol, though the concentrations vary. The second fruit I want to highlight is the tomato. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Isn't a tomato a vegetable? Botanically, it is actually classified as a fruit, and its inclusion here is absolutely essential because tomatoes contain one of the most well-studied prostate-protective compounds in all of nutritional science. That compound is lycopene. Lycopene is a carotenoid pigment that gives tomatoes their characteristic red color. It is a remarkably potent antioxidant, capable of neutralizing some of the most destructive free radicals that affect human tissue, particularly singlet oxygen radicals. What makes lycopene especially relevant to prostate health is that the prostate gland accumulates lycopene at higher concentrations than almost any other organ in the body. Your prostate is essentially designed to collect and concentrate this compound, which strongly suggests that it plays an important biological role in maintaining the health of this gland. Research on lycopene and prostate health spans decades and includes numerous large-scale observational studies as well as controlled clinical trials. The evidence consistently shows that men with higher lycopene intake and higher blood levels of lycopene have significantly better markers of prostate health. Lycopene appears to work through multiple mechanisms. It directly neutralizes oxidative stress in prostate tissue, which reduces the DNA damage that can trigger abnormal cell growth. It also appears to inhibit certain growth factor signaling pathways, including insulin-like growth factor 1, which has been implicated in prostate cell proliferation. There's an important practical detail about lycopene that many people don't know. Lycopene is actually absorbed much more efficiently when tomatoes are cooked rather than eaten raw. The heating process breaks down the cell walls of the tomato and transforms the lycopene into a more bioavailable form. Adding a small amount of healthy fat, such as extra virgin olive oil, further enhances absorption because lycopene is fat-soluble. This means that cooked tomato sauce prepared with olive oil is actually one of the most effective ways to deliver therapeutic amounts of lycopene to your body. Interestingly, this is exactly how tomatoes have been traditionally prepared in Mediterranean cuisine for centuries. The third fruit that deserves serious attention is the watermelon. Most people think of watermelon as nothing more than a refreshing summer snack, but beneath that sweet, juicy flesh lies a compound with genuine therapeutic potential for prostate health. That compound is also lycopene. What most people don't realize is that watermelon actually contains more lycopene per serving than raw tomatoes. Cup for cup, watermelon provides roughly 40% more lycopene than fresh, uncooked tomato. And unlike tomato lycopene, the lycopene in watermelon is already in a highly bioavailable form because of the way it's stored in the fruit's cellular structure. This means your body can absorb it efficiently even without cooking. But watermelon offers something beyond lycopene that makes it uniquely valuable. It contains high concentrations of an amino acid called citrulline. Your body converts citrulline into another amino acid called arginine, which is the direct precursor to nitric oxide production. Nitric oxide is the molecule that relaxes and widens blood vessels, improving circulation throughout the body, including to the pelvic region and the prostate itself. Why does circulation matter for an enlarged prostate? Because adequate blood flow to the prostate is essential for delivering immune cells, nutrients, and antioxidants that help maintain tissue health and resolve inflammation. Poor pelvic circulation creates a stagnant environment where inflammatory compounds accumulate and cellular waste products build up, both of which contribute to glandular dysfunction and growth. By supporting nitric oxide production and healthy blood flow, watermelon addresses this often overlooked aspect of prostate health. Watermelon is also rich in vitamins A and C, both of which have antioxidant properties that provide additional cellular protection. The combination of lycopene, citrulline, and these vitamins makes watermelon a surprisingly comprehensive prostate support food that most men have never considered in this context. The fourth fruit I want to discuss is one of the most widely available and affordable options, and that's the common cranberry. Cranberries have long been associated with urinary tract health, and most people know them for their ability to help prevent urinary infections. But what's far less commonly known is that cranberries contain specific compounds that are directly relevant to prostate health and urinary function in men. Cranberries are exceptionally rich in proanthocyanidins, which are a class of polyphenolic compounds that have unique biological activities. Proanthocyanidins from cranberries have been shown to prevent bacteria from adhering to the walls of the urinary tract, which is the mechanism behind their well-known urinary health benefits. But beyond this anti-adhesion effect, cranberry proanthocyanidins are also potent anti-inflammatory and antioxidant agents that can reduce inflammatory activity in the tissues of the lower urinary tract, including the prostate. Research has specifically examined the effects of cranberry supplementation on lower urinary tract symptoms in men with enlarged prostates. These studies have found that cranberry extract can improve urinary symptom scores, reduce the frequency of nighttime urination, and improve quality of life measurements. The mechanism appears to involve both the reduction of inflammation in prostate and bladder tissue and the improvement of overall urinary tract function. Cranberries also contain quercetin, a flavonoid with well-documented anti-inflammatory properties. Quercetin has been shown to inhibit the production of inflammatory cytokines and to modulate the activity of enzymes involved in the inflammatory cascade. Some research has specifically examined quercetin's effects on prostate tissue and found that it can reduce inflammation-driven growth signaling in prostate cells. The best way to consume cranberries for prostate benefit is in their whole, unsweetened form or as pure unsweetened cranberry juice. The heavily sweetened cranberry juice cocktails found in most grocery stores contain so much added sugar that the inflammatory effects of the sugar may actually counteract the anti-inflammatory benefits of the cranberries themselves. Look for 100% pure cranberry juice or consider whole frozen cranberries that can be added to smoothies. The fifth fruit on this list is something truly special, and it's the avocado. While technically classified as a berry, the avocado has a nutritional profile so different from most fruits that many people forget it belongs in this category at all. And for prostate health, avocado brings a unique combination of benefits that no other fruit can match. Avocados are the richest fruit source of beta-sitosterol, the same plant sterol compound found in pumpkin seeds that has been extensively studied for its effects on prostate enlargement. Beta-sitosterol has been shown in multiple clinical trials to reduce urinary symptoms associated with prostate enlargement, including improvements in urinary flow rate, reductions in residual urine volume, and significant improvements in overall symptom scores. It works primarily by inhibiting the 5-alpha reductase enzyme, directly reducing the conversion of testosterone into dihydrotestosterone. Less dihydrotestosterone means less hormonal stimulation of prostate cell growth. Avocados are also rich in monounsaturated oleic acid, the same healthy fat found in olive oil. Oleic acid has anti-inflammatory properties and supports the absorption of fat-soluble nutrients, including lycopene and vitamin E. This means that eating avocado alongside other prostate-supporting fruits, particularly tomatoes, can actually enhance the absorption of their beneficial compounds. The fats in avocado serve as a natural absorption enhancer for other prostate-protective nutrients. Additionally, avocados provide substantial amounts of potassium, folate, vitamin K, and several B vitamins that support overall cellular health and metabolic function. They also contain lutein, a carotenoid antioxidant that helps protect cells from oxidative damage. The combination of beta-sitosterol, anti-inflammatory fats, and a broad spectrum of micronutrients makes avocado one of the most comprehensive single-food interventions for prostate support. Now let me introduce 2 additional fruits that round out this discussion beautifully. The first is the guava, which is actually one of the highest lycopene-containing fruits in existence. Many people are completely unaware of this because lycopene is so strongly associated with tomatoes in popular culture. But pink-fleshed guava contains lycopene concentrations that rival and in some cases exceed those found in cooked tomatoes. Guava also provides extraordinary amounts of vitamin C, more preserving than almost any other commonly available fruit. Vitamin C is a water-soluble antioxidant that works in different cellular compartments than fat-soluble antioxidants like lycopene, meaning the two complement each other's protective effects. For men who want lycopene benefits but prefer a sweeter, more traditionally fruit-like option, guava is an outstanding choice. The second additional fruit is the papaya. Papaya contains a unique enzyme called papain that has been studied for its anti-inflammatory effects. Papain appears to modulate the immune response in a way that reduces chronic inflammation without suppressing the immune system's ability to fight infection. Papaya is also rich in lycopene, particularly when the fruit is fully ripe, and provides substantial amounts of vitamin C, vitamin A, and folate. Some research has also examined other bioactive compounds in papaya, including isothiocyanates, which have shown the ability to modulate hormone metabolism in ways that may be favorable for prostate health. Now let me bring all of this together into a cohesive picture, because understanding how these fruits work together is just as important as understanding how each one works individually. When you look at the mechanisms we've covered, you can see that each fruit addresses prostate enlargement from a different angle. Pomegranate targets cell growth regulation through urolithin A, reduces estrogen conversion through aromatase inhibition, and calms inflammation through nuclear factor kappa B modulation. Tomatoes and guava deliver lycopene for direct antioxidant protection in prostate tissue and growth factor regulation. Watermelon provides bioavailable lycopene plus citrulline for improved pelvic circulation. Cranberries address urinary tract inflammation and provide quercetin for inflammatory cytokine reduction. Avocados deliver beta-sitosterol for direct 5-alpha reductase inhibition and provide fats that enhance absorption of other protective compounds. And papaya contributes papain for anti-inflammatory support and additional lycopene. No single fruit does everything. But when you incorporate several of these fruits into your regular dietary pattern, you create a multi-layered defense system that addresses the hormonal drivers, the inflammatory drivers, the oxidative stress, and the circulatory factors that all contribute to prostate enlargement. You're essentially supporting your prostate through every major pathway simultaneously, using nothing but natural whole foods. And this is what I find so compelling about this approach. These aren't exotic supplements with questionable purity. These aren't expensive pharmaceutical interventions with long lists of potential side effects. These are ordinary, widely available, delicious fruits that you can find in virtually any grocery store anywhere in the world. The barrier to trying this approach is essentially zero, and the potential benefits, based on the published research, are substantial. I do want to emphasize one critical point about consistency. The research studies that produced positive results involved regular, sustained consumption over periods of weeks to months. Eating a pomegranate once in a while or having tomato sauce occasionally is not going to produce meaningful changes. The compounds in these fruits work by gradually shifting your body's biochemistry in a favorable direction, reducing DHT activity a little bit each day, calming inflammation incrementally, building up antioxidant protection in your prostate tissue over time. It is this cumulative daily effect that produces real results. So think of these fruits not as occasional treats, but as a consistent daily practice. If you found this information valuable, please share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future videos where we continue to explore the science of natural health. I'm Dr. Sofia Carter, and I'll see you in the next one.